Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm just here really to bring you a video of what I've been working on lately. So I've had a custom order. It was for a lady who it's for somebody's birthday. So the brief was she wanted something super girly and kind of you know, fairy tale-ish, that kind of thing. So this is what I've come up with. She wanted a journal and she also wanted a small kit. So this is what I've come up with. So I will show you the journal first. So it's a ring bound album, it's or journal. It's got soft covers front and back. They've been covered with fabric and then also overlaid with kind of lace trim, and there's this lace with the sequins and things. Then on here I've just got a couple of other pieces of lace kind of tied down. There's a charm here of a little kind of pocket watch, oops, or a watch face if you can see that. The vision for me here today is not very good. I don't know how it's kind of coming out for you guys, but I've got kind of glare coming through the window, and so I can't actually see through this camera screen very well. So I'm hoping that it's coming out better for you guys. And then here I've just got some of this, which I think was probably from a wedding dress. It was from my Happy Mail from Laura that I got last week. So I've just kind of cut that out and popped that on. If I untie this kind of soft net, which is just tying the journal closed, and that just comes right away, so it doesn't have to kind of be dragging around anywhere. Hopefully you can kind of see that better. And then I've just got some of this pretty organza and things. Then I got some new stamps, which I treated myself to a couple of weeks ago. And one of them was this, it had some kind of dictionary definitions. So it's got the word love there, which I just thought looked really pretty. And I've used lots of glitter in this album and lots of kind of pinks and things. So going inside, the inside of the front cover, it's been stitched on the sewing machine just onto this kind of upholstery fabric. And then I've got some more of that kind of sequined lace applique kind of stuff up there. And then I've formed a pocket here with a couple of pieces of lace trim going across. And inside that pocket, I've just made a kind of flip kind of pad. And then on the front, I've just popped this, which was from some die cuts from Kaisercraft. And it just says our fairy tale. I've just put some doily there and a piece of lace. So I thought that was quite nice to kind of start the journal with. That just pops back in there. I quite liked it kind of flapping, but I mean, you could obviously tuck it right in like that so it's out the way. Then on the facing page I have got some images. I've used lots of images here from my nursery rhyme book, which had some kind of fairy tale-ish kind of images. So this here is a little church, and then I've got a glittered kind of pink butterfly. Then here I've got a kind of flip out again. I've got another kind of dictionary what do you call it, definition from my stamped images. I've got some soft net down here and a little bow, and then the word forever across here in some lace trim. And then this I've done a bit like a kind of policy envelope closure, and this is glittered as well, and it just opens out for some journaling space or for a photograph here, like that. So I'll just kind of thread that back around. And then behind there it's also a pocket, and I've just created this tag with some glitter around the edges. And again, another new stamp of mine. A moment lasts all of a second, but the memory lives on forever. And that's just plain on the back for journaling. So that just tucks in like that. And then going over the page here, I've got here a little kind of fold out booklet which ties with string. And I've got this beautiful fairy image. Now this was kind of made from some cards that I picked up from the local charity shop. It was just a little pack of cards with envelopes, but they're kind of perfect size. So I've just formed a little booklet from that, and I've obviously coffee dyed everything. And then I've just layered up some sheet music and some book page, this beautiful fairy and a couple of flowers and some soft net there, and a little gem. And then that just ties back closed like that. And then at the top I've just got some doily here, and again another new stamp included in the ones that I bought a couple of weeks ago is this clock face, and I've just glittered around the edge. Hopefully you can kind of see that. And then I've just got a ruffle on the bottom with some faux diamante trim. And then this is a pocket which has got this beautiful ballerina stamp, and it's just forming a flip out for journaling or photos in there. That just tucks in like that. And then here I've got one of my fabric tags, and it's just got various elements layered up, and it's all been coffee dyed, and it's got a big gem here, and that's just stitched on the sewing machine and onto fabric. That just goes like that. Then here I've got a little pocket here from this sheet music, some of these days, and some lace trim across here. I've got a little butterfly with a diamante trim, and in there I've just got a tag here, sweet Cinderella shall go to the ball in a fine coach with 6 horses and all. And it's just got some lace at the top as the tab and some flowers, and obviously I've glittered around the edge of here. And on the back it's just kind of plain in pink, just for journaling there. That goes in here. It's really strange because I actually have been really busy obviously creating this journal for the last couple of weeks since my last video upload, and it's been bank holiday and things, so I've been really busy, and I was feeling really nervous about doing this video. It's really strange how quickly you get out of it, and I'm kind of back to how I originally started, feeling nervous about doing the videos. So please bear with me, and I was hoping to do a process video this afternoon, but I've now got a poorly child, so I'm not sure whether I'm going to actually get a chance to do that. But if not, you know, hopefully I will kind of crack on and do something soon. So here I've got a pocket, and it's got an image from the nursery rhyme book, which again I've glittered up, and another one of those clock faces. It's got some sheet music, and then the pocket I've just layered up some beautiful lace on here and some of that sequined lace trim, and then that's forming a pocket for this tag, which again lots of glitter on there, and that just pokes in there. And then in the side it's also a little pocket, and I've just popped that little die cut shape in there. Got some ruffle along the bottom and this beautiful blingy diamante kind of, it was I might have even been a ring, I can't actually remember, but that's just popped on there. And then on the facing page there again is this gorgeous fairy tale-ish image here of this couple who've obviously just got married. So I've added some glitter on there and formed a little booklet, and then layered up some sheet music and some lace and a butterfly. And when you fold that back, I've also created a little pocket here with some sheet music, and we've just got a little die cut there that just slots in. Then I've got another one of those dictionary definitions saying the word love, and here's some more of that sequined lace, little fabric ruffle up the top, some doily and a bow here. And then in the side I've just literally, I printed out some you know, perfume bottles onto acetate, and then I've just literally fussy cut it out and decorated it with a little flower at the top and a bow. So I just thought that looked pretty cute in there. And then going over the page, I've got here a lace belly band with some pearls and some of that sequiny trim. Hopefully that shows up. A little sort of stopper at the bottom, and a coordinating kind of paper flower with a pearly centre. And then in here I have just tucked, this is a piece of vintage book page, and it's just got the great stories of the world that will be told forever. And it's just the story of Cinderella. So I thought that was rather nice to just include in the journal. And you see that can just go behind there to stop that coming out. And then on here on the facing page, this is just some sheet music. which I managed to pick up this sheet music that, as the title of the songs, they had these beautiful images, and I just thought this looked very kind of Cinderella-like. So I wanted to include that in this journal because I just thought it was really pretty. So, and that's vintage sheet music. Then I've got some scrapbook paper here, and I just fussy cut out a little image from the nursery rhyme book, and I've just popped some little kind of soft neck trim at the bottom. If I recall, I think that actually is a tuck spot, so something could be tucked in there as well. In fact, I might just leave that in there because it looks quite sweet. And then I've got an altered paper clip here with just some lace and a bow, and that's holding this just a little fold out kind of booklet that's been coffee dyed with a little fussy cut flower and some vintage sheet music. That's just paper clipped on like that. And then here on this page I've created a large pocket here by just sewing some file folder together and covering it with vintage sheet music. And then I've got a couple of images here from the nursery rhyme book of this queen with this beautiful girl giving her some flowers, and then a little kind of stopper at the bottom. And then I've just created this little tag here with another image that then I've glittered around the edges. It says never grow up. Thought that was rather nice. And then in the side here I've just got a large tag which has just been decoupaged with some napkin. It's got some lace trim and lace tab, and this beautiful vintage image of this lady here, just backed onto some fabric and then stitched on. And the back is just coffee dyed paper, just for journaling or a photo. So I thought that was just went quite nicely with the journal. And then going over the page is obviously the back of the file folder. So I have created a kind of belly band or a pocket here with this lace trim. And I thought it looked really pretty. And then some of this beautiful lace that was gifted to me in my Happy Mail from Laura, I just thought looked really stunning on there. So I've popped that on. And then here another little reference to Cinderella here, and a glittered up butterfly. And then I've just created a little fold out booklet with an image of Cinderella there. It just goes in like that. And then here on the next page, another image of Cinderella up the top. And then here, this is one of the Kaisercraft images, until you spread your wings, you'll never know how far you can fly. And then that just tucks in behind there and folds out to create another kind of journaling space or photo space there. And again, I just glittered around the edge of here. I don't know whether that really shows up that well on camera. Popped some lace trim across the top, and then here were some other clock faces that I bought, stamped images, and then I've glittered that one completely. So hopefully this is showing up. But that looks really pretty, and I've just kind of done it in some pink distress ink, so it's kind of coordinating with the butterfly. Some lace trim at the bottom and a bit of faux diamante. Large butterfly up here, and then in here, or why the camera flicked off, but yes, so we've got another journaling tag there. Then going over the page, we've got this top loading corner pocket, and I've got here an image of Cinderella with her Prince Charming there at the ball, and then some lace trim down the side, some lace trim at the bottom, a sequined fussy cut flower from the lace, and then a bow here, another bow here, and a coordinating flower here. So I love the colours of this page, super pretty. I love these kind of pale pinks and creams and duck eggs together. They just look beautiful. And then tucked up there, we've got just another fold out kind of flip. So more room for journaling or photos. And here I've got a postcard and a little stamped image here. And then a butterfly and this, another new stamp here. And they've got lots of glitter on and things as well to make it super kind of special. So that just tucks up there. And then on this page here, I've got a book page pocket, which I have decorated up with a die cut from the Kaisercraft die cuts. And again, I've glittered around the edge of that. And then I've got some doily in the top. fabric ruffle with some faux diamante, and then on here I have glittered around the edge of this book page pocket. I've popped some lace trim across here, another one of those sequined flowers, and then some of that beautiful trim that Laura gifted me in my Happy Mail with the pearls on it. A couple of flowers here and another clock face, and that's forming a little pocket for this little booklet here, which just folds out like that. That just goes in like that, and then in the side I've just popped a little stamped image for a journaling card there. And then on this page I've got here some lace trim, and then this belly band here, which actually kind of is a tuck spot for this little folding flip. So I've got here an image from the nursery rhyme book, which I've glittered up, and that just folds out for journaling or photos. And then I've kind of stuck the image on the middle, so if you fold the top one in first and then the bottom one, then it just tucks up here neatly like that, and then actually kind of holds closed with this Fairy Wishes die cut up there to hold it kind of flat. And then I've just got a little piece down here, oh, and then glittered up flower up there. And then on this page I have got another fabric ruffle, I've got some more of that sequiny flowers, and then here I've got, using another one of those cards that I bought at the charity shop, I've made another little fold out kind of booklet with more pages for journaling and photos, some lace trim, some doily, and another fairy there, and a glittered butterfly. And again, that just obviously ties closed like that. And then here I've got a dictionary definition of the word cherish, and then tucked in the side here, these are actually some printables that I've created, which, you know, they may or may not be on my shop by the time this video goes up, but I have created these in two sizes. So there's, on one sheet of A4 there's some large ones, and then there's these teeny ones, and they're just kind of a very vintage piece of paperwork from actually 1884. And I've just kind of fussy cut a flamingo and glued that on there. I know flamingos are very kind of, you know, fashionable at the moment, along with the unicorn thing. Well, they are here in the UK. I don't know whether they are everywhere, but so I thought that was rather nice. So I've just obviously fussy cut that out, and then coffee dyed that. And then going over the page, there is another fold out booklet. Oops. But this time it's slightly different because it's actually made from an envelope. Still room here to put something actually inside the envelope, but I've just literally stapled in a few pages. Oops, no one's actually got stuck onto the page. Why do things like this happen when you're doing a video? There we go. And that just literally kind of folds out like that. We've got the fairy godmother here, and some doily, some lace trim, another clock face, and another flower. And then up the top of this page we've got the sentiment forever and always, and a little journaling spot, and again they've been glittered and inked in pink. And then a fabric ruffle down the bottom and a little bow. Then I've got a couple of scrapbook pages, literally left them clear for journaling, and I've just literally tea stained those or coffee stained those like that. So they're just literally plain for journaling. And then on this page here, I have done a kind of double pocket creation. Which I have done this once before in another journal, and I quite liked the kind of way it turned out. So, you know, I thought I would use it again. So I've just kind of gone across with one piece of paper, gone across with another, got this die cut here from the Kaisercraft dies, and another image from the nursery rhyme book. I've got one of my paper junk journal flowers, a bit of fabric ruffle, and a bow up the top. And then this is another one of my printables that hopefully will be on my Etsy shop shortly, if not already. And again, this is some more paperwork from 1884, different paperwork, but the same year. And it's got a fussy cut flower stuck on there. And again, these are the same on the same sheet actually as the flamingos. So there's two this size, you know, one of the flamingo, one with the flower, and then there's two small ones onto the sheet. And then tucked in there, I've just got an envelope here as well. So that just goes in like that. There we go. Oops. And then going over the page here, this is Cinderella as she's arriving at the ball. Just glittered her up around the edges of her dress, and then I've used some more of that beautiful lace that was gifted to me from Laura. And then here I have, oh, there was some doily, and I've just created a little kind of fold out flip just from a teeny envelope this is. So again, you can pop more things into the envelope, and I've just included some coffee dyed paper for pages there, so it's like a booklet. And then on the front you've got a journaling spot, a glittered up butterfly, some doily, and then I've glittered around the whole edge of the envelope. So that's that. And then on this page I've got a corner tuck spot. Now this was inspired from my Happy Mail from Laura. I actually kind of copied one of her pieces that she had gifted me. She gifted me lots of her own handmade you know, embellishments, and I really rather liked the style of this, so I have literally copied what she did, and this is my kind of take on it. I've put some fabric ruffle at the top and some more of that lovely trim that she'd gifted me also, and a lovely flower here with a pearl trim. And then this was again another one of my digital printables, obviously just the large version of the flamingo. And then a fairy down here and a clock face, and that just slops up in here. And then going over onto this side, I've got this large kind of photo mat or journaling space here. It's got some of the sequined fabric flowers. It's got some lace trim with some ribbon going through it, and this acts as a tuck spot for this little fold out. Well, it's not really a booklet, but a fold out kind of flip. And then I also did a belly band, which now I've obviously glued in too tight, and obviously because I'm now on film, it's not going to want to come out. So I'm not going to pull that on here. I will do it in slow time rather than tear it, obviously, but this does come out. And then it's just got here another dictionary definition there that's been glittered, and a flower. So that just tucks in behind here, like that. And then in the other side, I've just got this teeny tag here with a fairy and some lace trim. So that's just kind of attached at the top and the bottom. Then here I've just got a double corner pocket. So the first layer is obviously some scrapbook page, and the second layer is some lace trim. So in the first layer with the lace trim is the final digital from that page of 4 of my printables. So that's that. And then put it in that way. In the back is a little booklet, which I've just created here from just some of those blank sheets from the inside of a book. And this was actually Bo Peep. And I've stuck the butterfly on her back because I thought it then made her look a bit like an angel and a bit like kind of wings, like a fairy or an angel. So that was kind of why I did that. And then I've just stamped some corners and glittered around the edges of the sheet music there. And I've popped some fabric on as well, so I quite liked that. And then I've got one of my paper junk journal flowers, which has also got some lace trim kind of hanging from that. And then we're finally at the back of the journal. It seems to have been a bit of a marathon, really. So on here I have just done a fabric pocket. So this is some lovely crocheted lace, which is vintage. And then I've layered it up with some not vintage, but just lace here. And then some pink fabric ruffle here, and then I've got this beautiful diamante and this little pearl, not pearl, sorry, little rosebud here. And then as the tag here, I took this image of Cinderella and Prince Charming, And I've just literally stuck it onto some pink card and then tore around it, and obviously you've got some pink showing, and then I stapled on some lace here in a kind of ruffle effect and a little pink bow. I really love how that turned out. I know it's kind of not a really traditional tag or anything, but I thought that just looked really lovely. I had originally made it to have it stuck on a page as a kind of tuck spot, and then once I actually did it, I liked it so much that I thought actually it works nicely as a tag. So that's that. And then on the very back of the book, on the inside cover, I've got a lovely lace large pocket, and then just running some other lace down the side. And in there I've just got, this was the images from the nursery rhyme book of the Cinderella story, and it's just done in kind of rhyme form. And I've just literally stitched it onto some buff coloured card, and it was kind of like 4 sections. So I've just got those there. Camera flicked off again. They're attached with the brad, and obviously, you know, you can unattach them, journal on them, or just obviously, you know, pull them out, journal on them, and then kind of twist them back. And it's got a little flower on there, so quite liked how that turned out. So that's the journal. So I hope that my lady really likes this, and I hope that her lady really likes it, who she's actually kind of purchasing it for. So that's the journal. And then the kit, she wanted a kind of kit with small items. So I have done this kind of altered box, which literally I've altered with some vintage lace, some vintage trim, little butterfly, I've got a bow here, and then going inside the box, just kind of stuffed it full of little pretty things. So again, I mean, obviously I always like to try and just have things that are going to be really beautiful to receive in the post. So we've got here some paper junk journal flowers. I'll try and kind of do these things kind of together-ish. So they're the same items that I'm showing you. So I've got some junk journal flowers here, and they're all done with some pearl centres, and they're all just backed onto some card. So that's those. Then I've got some chipboard tiles, which have been covered with scrapbook paper and then have been glossy accented. So that's those. I have got a similar one, but this one actually is you know, a ribbon threader thing. I can't think what these are called. I guess like a buckle. So you'd kind of thread your ribbon through there. So that's that. Then I've got a couple of bows. So I've got this tiny pink one. I've got this other little pink kind of organza kind of bow here. And then I've got another kind of more pale pink bow here. That one's been stitched. And then I've got 2 slightly bigger bows here in this polka dot organza kind of fabric. Then I've got some of my little button fabric embellishments, which I did a tutorial for these, so they may look familiar. So there's some of those. And then, oops, there was another one of those actually. And then here I've got some of my little kind of fabric embellishments where I've got stamped images, and I've just stitched them onto the Hessian. So there's a few of those. You know, just tried to include a variety of nice things and in nice girly colours, because that was kind of what she wanted. I've got here, oops, there's another one of those little fabric embellishments. A little heart here, that this is actually some Cath Kidston fabric, and it's just backed onto some felt, and I've just stitched around that. So that's rather pretty. Then I've got a couple of altered paper clips, and these have been altered using this beautiful kind of bright pink velvety trim. And then they've got some lace and some flowers, and this one's got some faux diamante there. So that's those. And then I've got a couple of the Tim Holtz rosettes, and these have been coffee dyed. And then the centres I have glossy accented as well. That's those. And then here I've got another chipboard tile. This time it's not been glossy accented because I really liked this kind of rustic kind of appearance of this. So it's been covered with scrapbook paper. I've got some little tiny script stamping and then a bit of the Kaisercraft die cut there saying perfect moments, and a bit of lace trim across the top. So, and that's all been distress inked and tea stained. And then here I've got 3 fabric flowers, all completely different. This beautiful lace one, quite neutrally kind of colours. It has got a hint of pink, but it's on the whole quite neutral with a pearl centre. Then I've got this little lace one, and this one is very pretty and girly, kind of in the theme of the Cinderella-y fairy tale journal here. So I've added some glitter to this and a little pink rosebud in the middle. And then this one, I don't know really what these flowers are called, but I'm sure that you've all kind of seen tutorials and things for these. So it's just a flower that I've obviously stitched out of this beautiful kind of salmony pink colour. And then I thought I'd really kind of get extravagant with it, so I've put this big feathery side bit on there and some pearl going to the side there. So love that, very kind of Moulin Rouge. And then the final item is just some of my fabric ruffle, which again I just thought was really nice and girly and very pretty to include in that little box of goodies really. So I mean, hopefully it would be something kind of lovely to receive, and hopefully kind of yeah, my lady hopefully will really like it. So hope that you enjoyed it. I'm going to try and crack on with some other videos you know, over the next day or two, so hopefully kind of I'll get doing that. Yeah, I must get back in the mode, because it's strange how kind of nervous and you know, anxious I was feeling about doing these. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you're having a good day. If you like it, hit you know, the like with your thumbs up button, and you know, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. That would be great. And thank you very much. Thanks a lot. Bye.